Alrighty, people. Actual cleanup moment. No more prep work, no more like BS talks. We're gonna be actually cleaning up mocap. Actually doing the thing that you came in class for, which again, it involves all that prep stuff, right, to get things running, but now is the time we actually clean up what we have. Alright, so we have these, like, to, know what we're doing. You can always go to model only to view it only as the model. So that's the part we actually start playing the animation using these little timelines here. Again, we have timeline. These are the controls. Um, and we also have the frame number here. We also have all this stuff here. So we have the start and the end position. This defines what playback range, like this is a large range, but if I want to focus on these two parts, it's from 0 to 275. So 0, this is the end part, I would just say 275. Now I'm only focusing on this part. Now I can just like go back and just say what, like 8,000 or whatever, and I can go until the model stops moving, which is like about here. So this whole animation is like about 5,000 frames or whatever. I'm gonna go to like 550, whatever. I think that's what it was. Yeah, okay. Anyways, so we have an actual mocap data. Let's just see how we're gonna deal with it. So I'm gonna go to normal X-ray, so we can actually see the model and all its cool stuff, like its controls. So make sure you can be in joint selection if you want. I think there's an option here that you could only select skeleton. No, not this. I think it's in nulls, or it might be in, yeah. It's still in the markers. Oh yeah, it still knows these as markers. So yeah, still marker selection. I mean, I personally don't care. I just work without them, but if you really want to, you can. Um, so yeah, and we're just gonna start cleaning up. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna do it like how we do it in the industry. I'm just gonna start playing the animation, and whatever part that looks off, we're gonna clean it up, and we're gonna go over all of it. Don't worry. So there's gonna be many different problems you're gonna be facing. We're gonna be mostly focusing on problems that are very common, and even the ones that are like. So first of all, problems are in different categories. We have problems that are easily salvageable, fixable, like just, normal cleanup that we're going to teach you. We have problems that are not clean up, like you cannot clean them up. Like imagine you have this little area for your capture space, like for example here. Imagine this is the only capture area, imagine they're in. If they walk out of this area, they would have this uncanniness of what's it called? They would have this uncanniness of movement. Let me see if this is the slide I'm looking at. Yes, because I teach this course. So here, this is an issue that we cannot fix. For example, it really depends on the situation. We would not fix this if it's not an important part of the animation. Like for example, here this was a walk cycle, and we only fixed it when sorry, we didn't care about it because the actor was just turning around, so they were finished, and we just leave it alone. But there are parts that we have to fix. This part, if you want to fix something like this, which sometimes it will happen, I had to deal with it twice. Sometimes you have to basically reanimate parts, like just normal keyframing animation. Like the parts that are corrupted, you delete them and you reanimate them. It shouldn't be hard because we already have stuff. But again, these are the keyframes that we have problems. I'm gonna cover them. These are already covered. Control S, don't forget. Let's just start. So we have 415, and the first category is the clipping issue we have. So I'm just gonna go to 415 to find it right away. There's definitely more problems, but again, I'm just gonna be like looking at the If you want to be very precise, again, depending on the end product, if the character's hands are going through the body, like even a bit, a video game company would, like for example right now, you don't want this to happen. but I'm gonna be talking about all this. Actually, that is 415, so it is a good point for us to start. Shall we? All right. So we have the character standing like this, and all right. What I'm gonna do is that you see their gloves are going inside. So what I'm gonna do is just bring it out. And how we're not just gonna do it. We're not just gonna do it. As I said, we have animation layers. Animation layers are what we use to like as an additive process for fixing mocap. If I go to base, before we start, sorry, we have these different controls, these different selection modes. So we have selection, body part, full body, and all whatever. I usually use body part. If the whole body stops working for like 2 frames or whatever, I would go to full body and I just remove all of those keyframes that I'm going to show you in a sec. Like if you select one of this, it says too many keyframes. But if I go between like let's say 0 to, let's say I'm between, because the problem persists around here, yeah. So this is where the problem starts. You always spot where it starts and where it ends. So about 306 and it ends about here, I'd say about here, yeah. So I'm just gonna set it to like 5. So first of all, what I'm gonna do is I want to show the keyframes to you because I just want to zoom in a bit more. So 400 to about 500. I hope it works. Yes. So we have all these keyframes. This is all the mocap data. You can see them here as well if you select rotation and translation. That's all our mocap data. This crazy graph. Instead of animating it, mocap is doing it for us. Alright, so we have that. Now, what we're going to do is, that's the base animation. We're not going to touch this unless there's like a tiny clipping issue, like a tiny frame moment or something, whatever. We usually tend to not delete keyframes as much as possible in the base animation because that's the original mocap data. And as I said, the original intention of the actor is very important. And if we lose that, like when we delete keyframes, we're losing mocap data, which is the original intention. Anyways, enough talk. We have these, and I'm gonna work on body part. So each body part. If I do full body, I'm modifying the full body. I don't want to do that. I want to do body by body. Okay, so base, I selected. These are the keyframes. Just wanted you guys to know. So this is the part it starts. So it's a little before, I guess. So we have 350 maybe. So for whenever it comes to clipping issues like this, like things like that are going through the body, we always locate when it starts going through the body and when it stops going through the body. So about 300, I'd say. Here we go. About here, I'd say. So this is a fine one. So this is where the problem won't stop. So sorry, it just stopped. So I'm gonna create a new layer. I'm gonna select the part that I'm gonna fix. Create a new layer, and I always name it. Usually, it's corresponding name. In this case, I'm just gonna call it hand R, equal right hand. I'm gonna be fixing this one. Now, if I select this on the base, you see all its keyframes. But again, this is an additive process. There's no keyframes. We haven't defined any. So we have our animation controls in here. Make sure you're in body parts again. We add in the layer. Make sure you have it selected and you add a layer. Actually, that probably doesn't matter, but I just do it. That's how I got used to it. This is ready. I can just like have this a bit more. Yeah. And once you're ready, selected body parts, press 0 here. That's before the problem begins. Now the problem is gonna go. I'd say about here it gets fixed fully, right? If you remember, like was it 550 or something, right? The end range. Here we go. We have about this much, and this is 0. The problem is persisting between these two areas. Now we find the worst part, that the hand is like going through the body the most amount. So like let's see. between those two parts. I'd say this part is pretty bad, but where he's idle, I'm just gonna also like modify this as well. So I'm just gonna bring this out a bit, like here. You select it and you press W to bring it out. That's the beauty of IK for you. I try to make it look natural, obviously. So here, I just press key to actually like record my saves. Boom, we have it almost fixed. Did I just bring it out a little more? I think I need to bring it out more. Now you just go into the middle, key, boom. You can always be so accurate, but again, just know your priorities and what you're doing. Okay, that looks good. Again, I could always just bring it out more a bit. Now this is also going in. One more time. Key. Probably here's the worst part, I'd say. So I'm just gonna bring this out. Key. Now let's just play it back. I just fixed this issue. Now let's just play it back. Let's see how it looks, eh? Just fix the problem. And now boom, we just have one problem fixed in Mocap. It's really easy. Oh, I just found one more. Why did I not spot it? Alright, so here. You just go away. Boom, and now we have it fully fixed. That's the first problem we have, so make sure you save it. That's the first problem that we're going to be having in Mocap. Things that are going through the body and you don't want it to happen. That's the first category of issues. Again, 0. Excuse me. 0 and key. These are the... So we go to the before the problem and after the problem. We define the zeros and then do that. You can always have multiple layers for each like body part. Like I can have hand R2 and all that. But again, this is the best practice that everyone goes with. I'm gonna delete this layer and boom. Alright, so that's that. Let's go for the next category of issues that I have on the slides for you that are available. It is the jitter issue. So we have 526 and 828. Let's just go to 526 right away. To 828, 828. Not 828 because the problem exists over there. So let's see. So we have, so there's a lot of problems in here. So we have the arm rotating in its place. That is another problem in Mocap. That's a very common issue. I'm not going to go over the mathematical part. You can search up the problem itself if you want. It's called Euler versus quaternion. Quaternion. It relates to this concept, and it thinks 360 degrees equals 0 degrees. Even though it's not, it's just doing a full turn. And so we have a clipping issue, which is in 526. I think I went a little too much forward. So yeah, I probably should just go back more like 510. Is it like in the foot or something? Oh! It's in a hand, you see it. Like you see this, if I play it. That's, first of all, we're gonna fix that part of the hand and then this one. Again, I'm gonna create a new layer. I'm gonna name this one left hand. Oh, here we go. I'm gonna say hand L. I'm gonna save, make sure you save often. I'm gonna select this guy. This is the part that we're actually not gonna be using additive layers. We're just gonna edit the base animation, because it's just a tiny little glitch and we don't have too much movement. When you have too much movement, that's when you should not be deleting too many animation frames. That's when the original intention gets lost. So let's see. So the problem is about here. So I'm just going to go from 510 to about 550. So I have more slower pace. Let's just play one more time, like with our mouse fast. So this is the part that gets fixed, and this is the part that's like lagging. And also, again, you always look at the reference video for how it looks. In my opinion, this looks also natural because I work with motion capture a lot, and I remember the capture because I was there. But I'm just gonna fix this part. So it's about this part. So this is the first keyframe. We just delete it, select it, and delete it. So I'm just gonna go here, delete a bunch of these guys, and even when you're deleting it, try to delete it like I do. Like try to like leave one keyframe so it knows at least where it's interpolating to. Let's see. Um, Boom, we have a natural motion now. That's one sort of issue that we just fixed. Alright. And again, make sure you're on body part. If you're on full body, like, if you delete this keyframe, it deletes the keyframe for the whole body. But this only deletes it for that part of the body. Alright, so that's that. I'm just gonna now, that's one other issue that we're gonna have, like I just showed you. Like there's gonna be a tiny lag, you just select it, you delete it. Now we have the next issue, which is let's just go to 1000 and we're gonna be able to see it. This issue. This is a very annoying issue, and when I first took this course, there was no fix to it, and so I had to go search it up, and that's how I became your TA. Ta-da! All right, let's just see. Well, there's more involved, but I'm just like, but anyways, first of all, this problem, there's many things happening. I think the hand is going through the body. First of all, we're gonna go recursively. We're gonna fix the worst one, and then we're gonna move to the clipping thing. So this is a worst problem, and it's happening from here. All right. So the reason this is happening is because of this guy right here. So this axis is just like rotating, if you see, and when you see a big jump in the graph like this, that means if it's continuous, it's I guess fine if you just look at it mostly. But if you have a sudden change like this, that is not a good thing. So let me play this one more time to know exactly why is it happening and what date. You go to F curve, by the way. Sorry, I'm just going a little fast. F curves. Alt right click, you can zoom in. Like if you go like this, or if you do it horizontally, you stretch it out. So I just like play around with this, and you can just zoom out to everything like that. So I just middle mouse to move around and all that. So I'm just gonna zoom into these keyframes. All right, we have this little thing moving. So this problem is fixable. Well, first of all, this is the one that's rotating. If you look at it many times, you see this is the one rotating, and we're about in 525 to 550. So I'm just gonna change this to 550. What we're gonna do is we're gonna delete all these bad keyframes. We have to delete them. That's the first step, and then it will still not be fixed. Trust me. So until like it's fixed roughly here, so it's about there, I think. Sometimes it gets fixed. I think it just did get fixed, to be honest with you. Most of the time it won't. Don't worry, I'll cover it. I think it will not get fixed. We will encounter it anyways, and again. Let me just double check the animation. I think that just got fixed. That's just a simple key remove. Alright then, I mean that's fine. I'm just gonna play it until I find it. Find another one. Oh, that wrist right there rotates bad. I think that's a good one to start. But I just wanna, oh, we just have the little wrist rotation, the crazy wrist rotation. That's a good one to go with, yes. So let's just go to body part. That's the same category of issue. We're just covering the categories of issue here. So again, the process is the same thing all over the place. So we have a lot of lags. It also whatever, right? So the first thing I'm gonna do is delete the bad keyframes of rotation. So this is gonna go away. This is gonna go away until here. So, and also, yeah, that rotation also needs to be fixed anyways. And this. So I'm gonna try to fix all of this together. So we're gonna first again delete these bad keyframes. If it works, if it works. If it doesn't, I assume it won't. If it's still yeah, this is still going as you see, even though I'm deleting bad keyframes. First of all, I will not delete it, and I need to know what is the range that's causing this. So around here. Then I'll go to the rotation. I'll frame everything. Alright, let's just see. This is where it is. Let's just zoom in, zoom in. Alright, we have a big rotation difference in the blue axis in a short amount of time. Like there's a sudden change. For the others it is as well, but again, the main issue that's causing all that problem is literally that. That's the issue. So first of all, we need to get rid of all these keyframes. Even though it's a big movement, we still need to get rid of them because these are just bad frames. So from here to here, roughly, it's gonna be like approximately from here. So it starts from there, so like maybe more. You can see like the fast movement is gone. I need to reanimate this later. I could reanimate it technically now, but yeah. So I'm just gonna like have my hand already in here maybe, and I'm just gonna press key on it. So I think that'll fix some problems for us in terms of speed. Yep, no more speed loss. All right. Now even though we have the keys framed and everything is fine, we still have this uncanny rotation, and that's the blue thing you see here. We need to fix this, and we're gonna use our best friends, filters. Again, filters, best thing ever. We're gonna be using this a lot in the cleanup. So the filter we're gonna be introducing is unroll here. It's gonna fix this exact issue. We delete the keyframes, but it still rotates like this. And how I would do it is you would select, there's many ways. Some people, like Tim always, for example, selects everything and unrolls it. That works, but at the same time it couldn't. Well, I'm gonna this time go with Tim's way. But how I do it, I just select the area of issue and do it. But it is like we're not removing anything. We're just recalculating the math between these curves because there's big differences. Usually in Mocap, everything should stay within the same level-ish, like area-ish here, like that. Not a big difference. But it happens. So you go to unroll, you select everything in your F curve. You go to unroll, filters, go down to unroll. Make sure these are selected. Try to play around with these variables. I'll tell you in a sec, but just press preview for now. Okay, nothing really happened, so I'm just gonna ignore that. I'm just gonna go to translation as well. Translation is fine. This is mostly a roll. So let's go back to unroll. I'm gonna go to preview. All right, nothing happened. I'm just gonna increase it. Preview. Well, that didn't change anything. Let's just turn on path, and now boom, we have the animations in one straight line-ish. But I didn't save. I forgot. Path. Let's just say path. And some up. Yeah, boom. I think the more I go, the more it gets tighter. I never see a big difference, to be honest with you, so I just press preview, and I'm just gonna accept. Even if you screw it up, you can press Control Z. So now let's just see if this uncanniness is gonna be there, shall we? Now it is still there. It is still there. It is still there. Now, just to be sure, if I delete this keyframe, is it still going to be there? Yes, but I still need it for the speed. So now, I would get closer now, personally. Alright, so this is the issue that we're having. I would do it from here. So, I would get some samples from both sides. So, like, I would just tighten the area, basically. And I do unroll again on it. I screwed it over, so I'm just going to press Control Z. I can just like tighten the area a little bit more, so like just be like, alright, between these two areas. If it actually doesn't work, that's the next part of the thing that we're gonna be looking at. Okay, when you do this and it doesn't work, there's another method that you're gonna use, which is unrolling your actual bone. So This is another thing that to do. So like you're trying to fix things with the control rigs always. If it doesn't work, now is the time for you to go back to skeleton. This is the wrist joint, aka the hand joint in this rig. I'm gonna go to it. Spine, spine, spine. I think it is the right shoulder. I think. Right hand. Yes. Boom. And now once you have it selected, this is the one that's like rotating, right? Now you go to F curves. Now we go here. Things are looking fine in here. There's no data, which is fine because we bake this data. I would go back to my navigator. What I would do, you can also go back to here one more time, select your right wrist. Let's see what's exactly causing it. Because the data should be showing up. And we don't have no data in here, yeah. So what I will do, I would remove this keyframe as well, and I will do another unroll, and then I will do a, so let's just do another unroll. Like there's a sudden jump over there as well. I hope that doesn't create an issue. Unroll, boom. Let's just increase it. That, alright, it's not working. Let's see. It's still there. Still the same thing. Let's just do that part only. Path. Okay. It's gonna do it. Let's see. Now, it kind of fixed it, but now, like, again, well, it didn't fix it. Now it's in a different part of the axis, so, like, I'm just gonna select the U2. Unroll. Path. You can always select everything again. Unroll. Sometimes adding things to it might even save it. Alright, let's just see. Why is my character not even getting recognized? In here. Right shoulder, right hand. You should be showing up inside F curves. You are not at all. And I don't like that. You know what? Let's just look at here. Let's just see. Is this the one also causing it? Or no? I don't think so. Yeah. No, this is fine. Okay. Alrighty, let's see. Let's see why this is happening. Because unroll is the thing that fixes this issue. But to be very honest with you, Motion Builder is such an annoying software that you just gotta play around with things like this. Even the people in the industry always complain about this. So you're not new or anything to it. This time I'm gonna do on translation as well, for some reason. Let's just do it again. So from here to here, so I'm just gonna like select about here, do unroll, unroll. Let's see if that fixes anything at all. What if I just give it one keyframe myself? I know it's gonna screw things up, but alright. Let's just see. This exact range should be normalized when I unroll, or gimbal killer. Let me see if that has fixed it. No, that hasn't fixed it. That just created extra keyframes for us. Okay, let's see. I'm just gonna create some keyframes. Go to unroll. Go to rotation. Do it again. I just want to make sure if this is even the one causing it. Like if I change, how I know is that if I happen to change, let's say one of these keyframes right here, like let me select this. If I move this around, things should be a little weirdish. So, and it's not, that's the point. So if I like go crazy on it, yeah, it's not really affecting it. Alright, so that's why you can also choose to select your rig from here. Oh, now it's deciding to work. Alright. Oh, I accidentally came to here. Okay. Okay, yeah, I'm sorry. You have to. Okay. Try to select your characters from this part. That's the control rig on that part. So I'm sorry, I kind of confused you. We're on the right track though. Same thing as I did. So we selected from here. That's that. We select the FK of it, and now we just fix this part. And we do unroll. No, not that. Unroll. Boom. I think that fixed it. It made it better. That's definitely for sure. Now, I think it's because it's a part of a longer range and this is happening. Now, if I just do a big unroll on this, like with a path and all that, I think this would get fixed, personally. So, let's see. This should be roughly like that. Yep. I think this looks good. Let me just go back to the control rig. I do have one frame in here. Let's see. Is it because of... Oh, it's because of the initial keyframe in here. Yeah. Now this is gone. Now it's just me having to, like, animate its position. Alright. The rolling in position is gone. So I'm just gonna move this in here. We have this fixed. Let's just play it. Make sure it looks good. Alright. Yep. And now it's this part. So now we need to go back to our layers. So we have right hand and we have left hand. This is supposed to be the left hand. Because I accidentally made right hand for that. Okay, now it's just before it gets screwed and after it gets screwed. So it's about here, I'd say. This is before it gets screwed. Zero it out after it gets fixed, which is... So it has multiple problems. It's about here, I'd say. And now the worst part of it is about here, I'd say. As we all see it, I'm gonna bring it up like this. Make sure it's like aligned. Doesn't have to be perfect. Well, it should be, but for the purpose of this video, obviously, I mean. I think it was like this. It's just like, again, motion capture cleanup is just like a process like this. So here we go. We have key. Alright, let's see how this is looking. So this is before the problem starts. Here we have here. I could just make it a bit more. I would not go like that. I would like go a little like, yeah, this. Key it. Boom. And now it's just the location of it. So it's out of the body. I'm gonna make it go out of the body, and now we have key, and then boom, we have it fixed. I could just make this part also go ish, I think. Can I? Or is it out of it? Let's just hope it is. Let's just see. I think it's fixable. Yeah, but the problem is because the zero of when your keyframes are too close, this happens. It's fine. If you make a mistake like this, like not a mistake, but if you want to add more zeros very closely, I would just make another layer, hand L2, and then I would just like edit that on top. Be like, okay, so this is where before the problem happens. Again, click it, 0, and this is after the problem, like roughly about here. The worst part is obviously here. I would just move it out a bit. Key, and now the overall result is a perfect animation. So let's just see. Sorry, I'm just a little. We have a little tininess, like in terms of like and it's because of this, in my opinion. I can just like enlarge in this amount of zeroness to like make it more looking good in a way, I'd say. Like if I press this now, like let's just go to model view to get a full view look at it. Yep, that is looking good. Uh, that is looking actually perfect. So we just fixed three problems, three categories of problems all at once. So we had the rolling issue that I just fixed. Again, just go to, try to do it like I did. If it doesn't work, instead of going to the character here, just select it from here if I were you. You can just select things here to fix them. And we have the cooked issue. And we have also parts like this. I would always usually use delete if it's a tiny thing, but if it's a very like long thing and you don't want to do it, you can use a smooth filter. For example, if I have like frame 828, like let me just go to 810. So if we, can I spot it over there? Like something like this, you can easily just like remove the keyframe. All you gotta do is go to X-ray mode. Go to. So the problem is about what? Let's go to base animation first. Oh, I didn't mean to move keyframes. It's about like 700 to like 710, and I'll just like fix it. Here we go. I can just delete this little bad keyframe. And boom, and we have a smooth. Oh, we have another one in here. Let's see. Why is it still doing that little motion? Is it just my eyes, or can you guys see it as well? Let's see. I think it looks good. I think I'm just getting a little too nitpicky. Yeah, it looks clean. You can always go slower to see it. Nope, yeah, it looks perfect. But again, it really depends on how you're nitpicky on things. It really matters. Let's just see if this looks good. Oh, that was a little bit of bad movement. So we have, first of all, hands going through each other. This hand also like doing that. Oh, that is not a good thing. You see it. And then the hands go through each other again, I assume. Yep, this also lags like that. That's a quick fix. We can just like remove the keyframe, and yeah. Dance is always the hardest mocap, to be honest with you, because like there's a lot of like rotations and everywhere in the body that it screws up the mocap data. But again, that's the whole beauty of mocap. So let's just start with this, and this is gonna be our last one because everything else you encounter in mocap, it's gonna be the same stuff. So first of all, our problems persist from here to. So they start from about 710 to 760, I'd say. I'm just gonna make it 770 just to make sure everything else is fine. Yep. Okay, so this is where the issues are. We're gonna be fixing this. So, right, let's go for it. We have the hand first doing that. That is a sudden thing. What we need to do is delete its keyframes, the bad keyframes that we have. So this is good, bad, good. So we can just either not delete it. I just first try not delete it to not lose any mocap data, even though there's barely any movements. So the original intention is there still, but still, it's always good to have zero. Even if you do it on the wrong layer, as long as your zeros are corrected out, it's fine. That's just for clarity, honestly. I teach people that, but for my own practices, I use both. I use whatever I use layers for problem space instead of limb base. So yeah, um, I think this is good. This is the worst part of the problem. Let's see if that's gonna fix things. I'm just gonna move this up, move this right, move this a little more right, move this up, move this right. There should be a way to get local rotation and like, to be very honest with you, I just don't know. Because I just don't bother to play around with MOBA that much because it crashes on me a lot. Once it crashes on you a lot as well, you stop caring, believe me. Here, I think this is a good rotation for the hand. Because again, if we had fingers and all that, it would be better. To make it more realistic and believable, I'm going to do it this. So like the hand bends a bit. And I think that's good for the hand. So I'm going to make it key. Now we have here, so I'm going to fix that as well. So we have here, and now I'm just going to make this like that. Key. Alright, so that goes there. Roughly. Oh, that's bad. That is bad. And then it gets fixed, I assume. That's what I said will be fixed, but will it be? Let's see. So the problem is still there a bit, which is not good. I'm just gonna... You can even technically modify them, like, try not to modify the base animation as much as you can. But when things just look wrong in your mesh, that's why I just, like, go... Again, I'm just more specific for my needs. But I always, edit things that I want to. Alright, let's see first of all. Because there are times that, for example, the hand is supposed to shake and it creates that shakiness. And that's when, like, when you want to throw a punch or something. So let's see. Okay, so that part looks like it's fixed. Let me go to normal. Like, again, the location is not fixed, but the rotation, I mean, for now. Let's go. It looks fine to me. Wait. I think... Wait, no, yeah, I thought for a sec something was bad. Something like this, like I would look at the reference video to see like what they are. It's like around 700, so I would look at the reference video. But very honestly, I can just. No, this is their intention. Okay. It's just a lot of movements in here, which one of them is caused by the amount of keyframes I put in. So let's see. Is it fixable? Because this is a sudden change that is not good. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to delete some of these base keyframes. I'm also going to go to my... Because yeah, we have this little thing that's also causing it. So that is also not a good thing. Let's see. Okay, that part is fixed now. It's just when he's bringing it back, it's the problem. So I'm just gonna go to X-ray again, make sure it's right selected. And this part is very bad, to be very honest with you. Let's see the issue with it. Is it fixable if I... Definitely I need my own keyframe, so I'm not gonna redo that. Yeah, I think the rotation is already good on the base. Let's see. Yep, that looks good. Nice. That's a hand fast movement anyways. So if I want to be very, very picky, I would like select it again, and I would like also like be very you know, picky on these parts. Boom. So that part is fixed. Now it's the hand actually going through it, so I'm gonna go to another layer, usually. So this is before the problem starts. I'd say you need to like make a distance because it's gonna go underneath it. So I'm just gonna say it's gonna go underneath it. So it's gonna start here. I'd say 0. Maybe here after. The worst problem is this part, obviously, when they go through each other. I want that to be about down here, let's say. Key. Let's just move this back. That is good. I just think my base, next key. Here we go. I just think this should be more downwards, maybe more inwards. Key it back. Boom, we have that. Now it's also going back up to it, but now it's fine. That is great. Now we have another issue, which it's going through each other again. So I'm just gonna say, oh, this is before the problem starts. 0. And we have after. Actually, this is the part that's not moving. The part that's moving, that's the part that. Actually, no, that is the part that's moving, sorry. So this is the before it and after it. So I'm just gonna say about here. Before it starts, just let's say a little bit more back, so for the arm. And after it ends, about here, I'd say. Now is the time you would like grab this. Oh, now is the time you would grab this a little more down. Just try to like play around with it so like you get the perfect hand alignment. Like about here, I'd say. I can just rotate it a bit as well. Might as well fix the rotation. So now we key it. So boom, we have we'll try to see how that goes. First of all, in terms of like the actual thing. And boom. Okay, let's see it. Let's see it in action. We fix it, but does it look good? Let's go to display models only. Model only. Look at it from different angles to get a better eye for it. Let's go. That, in my opinion, that part still looks a little bad. Oh, but that falls. I didn't even notice it. We just fixed it. Alright. Boom. That's fixed. The part the hands going through each other is fixed. Now it's just that hat going through the chest. That's just an easy keyframe delete. X-ray. Go to base animation. If it's just a tiny, like, little, like that, I would just, well, actually, yeah, that's a bad keyframe right there. Some of these, maybe. Yep. That is a better movement. I just need to bring this down a bit more. So now I just need to go to hand R. I'm going to select you. Go before the problem. Like about here. After the problem. About over there. Not the worst part. Where it's already through the chin, let's say. The most. And we just bring it down. Key it. Maybe I need to bring it, because it's a process of interpolation. Let's just go back a bit more. Maybe I just need to bring it a little more down. And boom, that's fixed as well. Alright, so let's just save it. This is like one of the real world scenarios of like actual like multiple problems at the same time. Boom, and we have the full thing fixed. I just think here it could be better, this movement that we did. I think it's mainly because of this, to be honest with you. Oh, no, it's definitely not this. I think it's just on the base animation. I just don't like the way this moves, to be honest with you. No, that looks completely fine. I'm just being a little too picky. That is just, yeah, that is looking completely fine. If I found an issue, I should Yeah, I think there is an issue still. Like again, you gotta be very careful with what you're doing. Like when he's going down a lot. Yeah, I think it's just this part. Yeah, because like there's so many keyframes right now here. If I just like delete this. I think that's good now. There's multiple layers, keys try to blend in, and that's why. Boom. We have... Oh, this part, actually. I think I just found the one that was causing it. So it's these two trying to blend in together. Just want to make sure if this is... So the base animation isn't there anyways. But what I would do, because I think this is a 0 keyframe if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's a 0 keyframe. I would honestly just increase this 0, so there's just less movement. Alright, let's just see it. Yep, that is now it's like fully fixed. If I'm not Delulu. Yeah, okay, great. That was a whole that was a whole problem with like many issues, like all the issues that I told you about fixed. Again, mocap is a very additive process. You need to know what you're doing, create layers, do all that. But this was the longest lecture, as it's probably by 53 right now. Yep. Uh, this is the longest thing. And this was the longest part of the whole tutorial. That's why I made it another video, and I was gonna do parts. But thanks for sticking in. These are the problems you're gonna be facing in anyways. So it's always good to know the different scenarios. But yeah, and one more time, just gonna be very quick. If you have a cooked issue like this, you don't have to fix it, depending on the shot. If it's too hard to fix, you would just mocap it or reanimate it. If it's not part of your move, like imagine if you have a run cycle in your game, and that's a run, and if that's the end of the run, or like when you're turning around to go back to T-pose, that's exactly what's happening, by the way, here. This person's just gonna go T-pose. They just went out of the bounds, this happened, and all that. This doesn't matter. I didn't even get to fix this, and the client was happy. So again, it just matters of what the request is, how accurate they want you to be. So like, do you want to be nitpicky like I was, or no? I mean, this was a very obvious thing, but I mean in general. But I mean, yeah, filters are your best friends, and make sure to use these skeletons instead of what I did when you're working with skeletons. I'm just used to this. That's my workflow. But again, I like selecting things in Outliner. But yeah. Filters and layers and zeroing key. These are your solutions to all your problems in Motion Builder. I'm really thankful that you guys all sticked around. Thank you. And the next video will just be exporting it so you guys can just like work on it with Maya. That's gonna be a very quick video. But thank you.